Hey guys, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training. I'm out with Toffie this morning. We just hit Tractor Supply. I'll be posting a lot of little short clips. Toffie at at Tractor Supply was doing good. Now we had a dog that was in there. It's kind of a bulldog, which is perfect. Kind of, and not really doing much except leaning into the end of the harness, which is perfect. And then the way the end caps worked, I was able to go right towards him, put him on a downstay, and have the dog right there, and it worked out perfect. So that's what we want. Toffie's got a little bit of it's not reactivity, it's just excitement around dogs that can turn into reactivity if you don't know what you're doing, and that's where a lot of the problems occur, because people don't know what they're doing with a dog, and they end up increasing the problem instead of handling it properly, right? Keep in mind that when I work a dog in an environment and I'm out, I am always thinking of the mental attitude that everything is a training opportunity, right? Everything in my environment, if I see another dog, if I see some other people, whatever it is, I am trying to go at it in such a way that I use that as the opportunity for training, and using my environmental as a tool. Okay, so as in most things you hear me talking about, when I talk about tools, I always tell you that the tool is only as good as the person using it. So environment to me is something I've been doing for a lot of years. And I started it when I was a kid, showing off and using environment to the best advantage that I can. I'm pretty good at it, right? So my biggest thing that I've kind of analyzed over the last few months, trying to get into the train of thought of how do I explain this to the public, because I know that my customers, when I work with them, a lot of times will come back and they'll say, I had somebody that just kept coming in on me, he wouldn't leave me alone, and it's not advantageous to them to be in the environment. The environment is something you can never control 100%. You just have to become better at being able to control the environment with what you put out, energy-wise, and your attitude. And with me being a professional, my head is into the dog. My attitude is in such a train of thought that right away people can see that I'm doing something with a dog, right? And they can see that professionalism coming from me, so they'll most likely stand back and watch. But I've noticed over the last few months that, and I've keyed in on it, what do I do that's different from my customers that go out and come back and tell me that they're not having the best training situation because of the public, people wanting to come in on their dogs, always wanting to pet their dogs, and they can't use the environment the way they want to. What is it that they are doing different that I may be doing, or I'm doing different that they may not be doing, right? So I've kind of keyed in on it. One of those things that I do is I chatter, okay? I'm talking to the dog, but I'm letting them hear me say it. I had a dog a month or two back, and I was walking out, and it ended up being a negative situation, but I was trying my best. But this is the sort of thing I'll do. I walked in with a puppy, and it was his first day out in public. And I'll say that. I'll be talking to the dog, but I'm talking so they can hear me. And I'll say, yep, it's his first day out in public. Welcome to the big world, that kind of thing. And I'm saying things that they can hear me say, so they can right away tune in and understand, because of the energy I'm putting out towards the dog and in his directions, I'm working the animal, that they can pick up on, that allow them to be able to have the choice to stand back and to stay out of the way, right? I'm not being rude to them, I'm just talking to the animal and saying certain things in a very chatterbox way that get me what I need to from the public, right? And it works 99% of the time. And I'll have somebody that might get brave enough to walk up and they'll always ask me, can I pet your dog? Because they know right away I'm a professional, and so they right away know that that's the right way to do things, right? Very rarely will I have somebody walking up, going to pet my animal without asking, without putting out the right energy. I don't have the problems that a lot of times my customers will, or the general public does when they go out. And all I can tell you is it's all about what you put out, your energy that you put out to the public. That's what matters, right? So that being the case, it's just practice, right? Practice will get you what you want. You'll start to be able to put out the energy you need to have people take their place and not do the wrong things, right? So that's about it. I'll see if I can get some of this on video. It's kind of hard when I'm a one-armed bandit trying to handle the animal and the camera. Makes it tough. But Toffie's going to make his owner proud. He's got a really good dog. I'm real happy to have him as a client. He puts in the work, he takes lessons, and he learns and he grows. So if he ever does get the chance to go to Police Canine and be able to do something like that with his career, he should be pretty good at it by the time he gets done with me, and I'm pointing him in that direction and giving him the resources that he needs to learn and grow. And we'll talk about that. What do you need to do if you were in law enforcement to become Police Canine? I think we'll do a video on it, and I'll kind of put out some of my accent points. Even though I'm not law enforcement, I'm around it enough that I understand basically the hierarchy. Meaning, example would be like him. He's a sheriff, and I know, just because I've been around him long enough to know the general transition that they have to make to go through their growth and development within their career. One of those things is to be a 2 years in the jail. I mean, that's a given. If you become a sheriff, you're most of the time always going to be in the jails first. It teaches you how to be humble and how to handle people with respect. They have a whole decorum. It's one of the reasons I like the sheriffs the most out of all of the law enforcement, because they always handle themselves really well with a lot of respect. They carry themselves real well. And then if the balloon goes up and they've got problems, they're also very adept at handling that, right? So, I think I'll do a little video on that, maybe even see if I can get a co-op type of an interview going with somebody else that is law enforcement. So we'll talk about more on in the future in that regards. All right, Mark Ferrasci, ProTech Dog Training, signing off, out doing my saturation with Toffie, environmental saturation. This time of year is the best time of year to do it. I thank you very much. Have a good day, guys.